Hey guys, welcome back to MenuDocs. It's me, Vex. Long time no see. I know, I'm so sorry for that. It's been kind of shocking. It's been 4 to 7 months. I don't know the exact amount of months it's been, but it's not good. I need to fix that. Anyways, I'm here showing you guys how to set up a Raspberry Pi, installing the operating system to a micro SD card, and plugging that in and getting it set up on the actual Raspberry Pi. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to need to download some software. I already got this downloaded, but I'll leave a link in the description to this. It's called the Raspberry Pi OS Imager, and it will let you choose a bunch of operating systems to flash to a storage device. It's just GUI for it, so you don't have to get like Etcher. So I'm just going to open it up now. And I need to get my SD card, and I have got one of these special devices that let me read the SD card via like a USB. I'll put a picture on screen right now, and I'll leave a link in the description to where I got this bad boy from. Well, just so you guys can get it if you want it. They're pretty cheap. I think it cost me like $5 or something. It's well worth it because it's good quality. And who knows, you might need it for other things other than setting up a Raspberry Pi. So let me just plug this into my computer real quick. Oh, first try. Don't you love it when you get a USB in the first try? So let me just hit choose storage. Yep, that's it. I think that's it. I don't have any other USBs plugged in. Let's quickly check. Yep, that's it. And now we can choose our operating system. So you can see we got a bunch of operating systems. Well, this one's only got 2. This is the official Pi OS. Or you've got other ones such as Ubuntu, Manjaro, Risk OS, and we got all these other ones that are pretty much ready and set up for whatever you want to do. I mean, like we've even got bootloader. Yeah, you never know. You might need that. I'm just going to go for this top one, the Raspberry Pi OS 32-bit. Now, I do know that the Raspberry Pi 4 is capable of 64-bit. They still haven't released their 64-bit yet. I think it's still in experimental mode, or beta, sorry. Anyway, now all we're going to do is hit right. Yes. And I will let that do its thing. So I'll be back when it's done. It may take a while. So go get a cup of coffee or tea or drink of water, whatever floats your boat. I'll see you then. Alright, finally. Just ignore that. I think that's just because I've done it, so we can safely remove it. I'm going to plug it into my Raspberry Pi. That should be pretty self-explanatory on how to do that. You want it so on your SD card, micro SD card, I've got a Samsung Evo Plus micro SD card. So basically I want the logo saying Samsung to be facing away from the circuit board. So basically the gold pins will be touching the green circuit board when it's plugged in. And once that's in, I'm going to turn it on now. So I'll see you guys when it boots. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. And you can just see something coming up on the screen now. Now I've got to unplug my keyboard and mouse and plug it into the Raspberry Pi so we can actually control it. Alright, so there's just a few things we've got to set up now. So I'm just going to hit next. It's going to walk us through the setup. And choose our country. I'm in Australia, so can I just go up to the top? Lucky me, gotta go all the way to the top. Alright, here we are. Where is Australia? English, yep. And I'm in Brisbane. Use English language. And I want to use the US keyboard. So I'll let that do its thing. Shouldn't take too long, this. Definitely not as long as the flashing part. That's always fun. Now we're going to choose a password. Look, just because it's on my local network, I don't plan to actually port forward this and be able to use it outside of my network. So I'm just going to put in my top secret password and fill the entire screen. I'm just going to hit next. So now we're going to connect to our Wi-Fi, and now it's just got to update. So I'm going to let it update, and I'll be back when it's finished updating.
Today's video is proudly powered by our partner, Oxide Hosting. Get your products hosted by them with their cheap, reliable services. So what are you waiting for? Check them out in the description below.
Alright, sweet. So this system is now up to date. We're ready to rock and roll. So I'm just going to hit OK. And it wants us to restart. So I'm not going to do it right now. You guys should. But I'm just going to show you a couple of things before we leave. If you want to get some more applications, there is in here. Where is it? Found it. I should know this off by heart. It's you click on the little Raspberry Pi up here, come down to preferences, and then you can add or remove software. It might take a second to load up. It's not the fastest thing in the world compared to the desktop, but as you can see, we've got all of these categories. So programming, it's a big thing with the Raspberry Pi. So if you click on that, it'll query, and it'll basically give you a bunch of, honestly, you name it, it's probably on here. I guess we are going to load the whole list, but anyway, you get the idea. You'll be able to scroll through, click on things, download them, and then it'll do it all for you. So that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Just a quick little episode, video on how to set up your Raspberry Pi. They're not too complicated to set up, as you can see. That one's pretty easy, although it does depend on the operating system you install. I haven't used any of the other. Oh, actually, okay, I've used Ubuntu when I first got my Raspberry Pi, but I got rid of Ubuntu because I was struggling to get some things that I wanted on the Raspberry Pi that it just, I think back then, it just wasn't supported using the Ubuntu distro on the Raspberry Pi. But if you do get the Lite version, you will have to install a desktop and do all the things manually. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a future episode, probably related to the Raspberry Pi. Don't worry, there's going to be some great content coming out with the Raspberry Pis, so I'll see you guys then.
And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on